Everyone, as we have actually, before we rewind that really quickly, since we need to buy time anyways for players to get into the game, we can restart that one more time. So let's just go back to what we were doing beforehand. You know, do like the awkward, pretend we're talking. Look at me. Oh, we didn't see you guys there. Welcome back to the VR League, brought to you by Intel here live from ESL Cologne Studios. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Blue here on the news desk as we get underway with our penultimate match of the day. It's 11.5 up against Metamercs. And it's going to be a rematch from a game earlier on today. Didn't get to see it, but we know the score was 23-8.
I can get it.
28-8, like I said. Held it first try.
It's close. You were like 3 points off, I think. So
it was just math. I was doing math. I was actually calculating it back. I have one of those memories where if I see it once, that I permanently have it. And I was just trying to do math. You know, yeah.
That's how they get you.
I was actually doing the score differential between the two. No, that'd be 20. Yeah, so it's going to be that as our penultimate match. Winner of this one not only gets to not be knocked out of the tournament, but they get through into the World Qualifiers in September.
Yes, this is definitely like a big match for both of these teams. This is the last qualification slot we have for today anyway. Like we said before, there's still, I believe, one more stage final that we're going to be having in a few weeks as well, where the loser of this is probably going to be able to come back and reattempt qualification. So the playing field might be a little bit different there, though, so they want to try push their way through easily as they have a chance to do it here with one match.
So yeah, so obviously your playing field gets easier as the longer you go on because you're going to be in the stage 3 finals. Teams who have already qualified can't play, and then you have a last chance qualifier, obviously. But then again, the teams who come through in the last chance qualifier have a lower seed than everyone else.
Correct.
So you have to play against, let's just say, the last team to qualify. You probably have to play against the very first team that qualified, and they're qualified first for a reason. They probably went through Eclipse. They probably went through 11.5. They probably went through other teams like this. So the skill difference is definitely going to be there. And obviously, you want to qualify now just for that seeding purpose alone.
Just going to put you in a tougher position come the regional qualifiers, sadly. So it's
sorry, I keep playing with these.
It's okay.
It's just it can't get comfortable for some reason.
Yeah.
I have like really sensitive ears. They're like constantly itchy.
Constantly like fiddling with it all.
Yeah.
Itchy for me too. I usually just like deal with it until I'm off camera. That's what I do.
So you're the professional, is what you're saying.
So I'm just like constantly in pain up here, and then.
That's a face. Can we get a close up of him, like just real quick? Just stare down the camera. That's a face of a man in pain, and jet lag, and hunger for pizza.
I had a...
See, I did that. I had them do a close-up of you so I could fix my earpiece. Nailed it.
I see.
Nailed it.
It got meta there. I didn't even realize that because I was looking at the camera. So you even got me with that one.
Professional. Yeah, so obviously we are kind of messing around a little bit at the moment because we are waiting for the next game to start. We're waiting for, I think, how many more people, production? How many more people are waiting to get in the lobby? Because last I heard, there was no one in there.
You should tell us who it is so we can call them out.
Okay, so we don't know how many people are in the lobby yet. If we do have to fill it for a little bit of time, we will go to a break, and we'll obviously show you guys a nice little sick video. But we can maybe talk about, you know, what's coming up next week for us. This week. Americans, Europeans, I think.
That's right. Europeans do start the week on Monday, don't they? For the most part. Does like the official week start on Monday? Or?
I actually don't know.
You don't know?
I actually don't know. So it's coming up in the next few days on Thursday.
It's in the next 7 days.
Yeah,
there we go.
Thank you. That's perfect. I think it starts on Friday, but we'll be going to Leicester, England.
Leicester.
Not only is football coming home, we're going home to go cast an invitational for VR, and we're going to see a lot of great players. Hopefully, all being flown in live to play in the ESL UK studios in Leicester. I just don't know how they say it. Leicester. It's L-E-I.
Yeah, it doesn't like make sense.
But it sounds like L-E-S.
Yeah, like looking at it on paper and pronouncing it are like two wildly different things in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just one of those like weird pronunciations.
We beat them in a war for a reason, you know, because they couldn't say words properly. That's how it happened. Exactly. Yeah, so we'll be going there, get to go watch a lot of great teams, and most importantly, to see them play in person. We'll have a lot more of a safe space to play in, because I don't know how they play at home. I know a couple players have like broken wrists because they've actually like tried to throw the disc and hit their wall. Have borders up, obviously.
Clearly, they're not wearing the wrist straps, if that's the case.
I think one of them like lost control of their controller and actually like threw it across the room and broke something. I think it was the same person. This guy really needs to step it up. I think
that's the wrist straps. You got to wear them.
I know.
Game even like warns you when you boot most of them up. It's like, please wear your wrist straps. Don't break things.
He's that type of guy probably who's like, you're supposed to wear your helmet when you ride a bike. And he's like, nah.
Nobody does that.
What, a safety strap when I bungee jump? No, I don't need that.
Seatbelts? Who needs them?
What are those? Are those seats for your belt? I don't feel good about that one.
Yeah.
Headphones are terrible. I'm jet lagged actually. I flew in.
Can't support you on that one.
From Cologne. God, this. Okay, you know what? That one's really annoying me. I flew in from Cologne.
Now you just have to deal with the weight is the problem here.
It's fine. I got strong neck muscles.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have really overdeveloped neck muscles for my height. Got some mad bulging in my neck when I flex.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna do it on air though, because I look like Predator when I do it. Because like this just comes out like a velociraptor. Yeah, we don't need to tell that because we actually have heard the lobby is full, so we should be getting to it momentarily. Okay, I gotta put this back in. You're right. Just controls everything.
That's right. Yeah, because if you try to move now, it like grabs you or something like that.
Normally we have headphones, like proper headphones.
like the Sennheisers. Yeah,
but someone has taken them, just like our ironing board.
It's the
We
Counter
need to
Strike
get
people.
them back. When's the next time they cast in here? Because we could do something. We could get a fish and hide it somewhere in here.
I don't think they're going to be in here for a while. That's the problem. Because the ESL1 just ended. So I don't know.
Slackers.
And they don't do Pro League from here. So
We'll go to Copenhagen where they do Pro
we're going to go
League.
to Copenhagen.
We're going to take a road trip, all right? And we're going to put fish.
How long of a drive is that?
A long time.
Is it? Is it like 12 hours, I would guess?
Well, can you even drive here?
I don't even have a license in the U.S.
Yeah, so you can't drive.
I'm just out of luck
I don't
either
think
way.
I'm legally allowed to drive here, even though I do have a license. Because
I think
you can do it for like 6 months, and then at some point
I was
you
about
have
to
to
say,
get
I
a
think
real
if I
license.
had a U.S. license, I could drive because there's like you said, there's like a.
We look almost the same, right?
What's up?
We almost look the same.
Yeah.
Just scratch out the height on my driver's license.
Yeah. Just cover that up with your thumb if we get pulled over.
Yeah, so they were all in lobby. All right, there we go. We're starting in 15 seconds. So we are getting in here in a second as we can stop talking about random things because this is an important match to bring it all back into perspective. If you're just joining us, winner of this game goes through into the World Qualifier. Loser gets knocked out. Very important for these two teams. Metamercs, they've already played once. We saw Strembitsky hit, I think it was like 4 3-pointers in a row.
It was always at like the beginning of the game too that we saw him being able to pull that one off, as that was in their previous matchup. This time is going to be a little bit different though, as they did get destroyed by 11.5 when they played them in the upper bracket. So we're going to see if they have learned anything from it. Nice block from Strembitsky. It's already looking better here for the Metamercs. They're going to get a nice return off. They also get the leading slingshot, so they have an open goal. They're going to go right in. Oh, it's a miss though. A bank off the bottom corner of the diamond, and that is sadly going to be what could have been an easy opportunity for them thrown away, but Strembitsky is able to recover a few moments later and secure the opening goal anyway as they get the 2-pointer up on the board.
That's what we call a J-cap where I'm from. You have an open shot, you just miss it, you just fluff it. That's what I did so many times when I played basketball. It was the worst. I get too nervous. Arms definitely get too heavy, and knees, they don't even exist anymore because they become jelly with how weak they are. But in the meantime, 11.5, they're down 2-0, but they did win 28-8. Last time they met these guys, but Metamercs seem to have warmed up. Strembitsky, actually all these players of the team actually really did exceptionally well in the matches we did cover earlier on from them. But it's just more about, playing on a different level now because 11.5 have proven as they took Eclipse to like the brink of elimination, the brink to be knocking them into the lower bracket. It's definitely a tougher match.
Loveridge will take the forward control, but he quickly passes it back over to Witt. Witt's got good control. Oh, great interception once again. Second time that we've seen Strembitsky do that just in this round alone. So great goalie work coming out from him. Also another great follow-up slingshot from the Metamercs guys. It's going to end up going back to the midfield, but that's what they have fair enough deployed in a defensive position, so he's able to still keep it over on the orange side of the arena for now, but that might be changing soon as 11.5 have all 3 of their players grouped up, and I think they're ready to make a run over at Metamercs' goal here.
So they come to Dash XL on the one-on-one. He actually gets the ball past him. He gets the disc in towards the goal. Dash is not able to get it picked up yet again in time, though, unfortunately, because the daisy chain has come in. And now Speedy's going to go for the clear another time. 1:30 has gone by with only 2 points for Metamercs. 11.5 have yet to get a single point on that board.
Anyway, we're going to see Metamercs try to make another attempt at this. They've got to shuffle it around between their teammates a little bit before they end up making the attempt. They had Speedy in a great position to secure it, but sadly, he ends up losing control, or his teammate loses control, and 11.5 take it back. Now they're making a run. But once again, Metamercs just constantly doing great work with how quickly they're able to establish their slingshot and then send themselves back upfield. So once again, they win the race. They get back control over the disc, and they're going to send it upfield for like the 4th time so far in this joust.
They have an open shot, too. Just someone has to pick it up, and that's going to be Witt. Actually, no, it's not going to be... Well, it can't be Witt who scored. It must have just bounced off of him. But in the meantime...
I guess that is then, I guess. It's just bouncing off someone.
I think it has to be. But if anything, 11.5 can be kind of happy about that. Obviously not happy they got scored against, but happy it was only 2. Because that easily could have been 3 points if Metamercs were able to grab that disc just like a split second earlier.
So 11.5, still having an easy chance to get back into this. They have lost 2 minutes on the clock. They were about 40% of the way through the timer. They are going to have to try and score at least one of these quickly. Otherwise, this could come down to a quick double score they need to get themselves in order to take the lead back. But even if they just get 2 3-pointers in a row here, they're already back in control, and Metamercs...
The 3-on-2 now. Look at Fair Enough. He actually went way too far. He actually gets stunned by Leverage because he went so deep. And they have a 3-on-1 now. The goalie is just come down to Strembitsky all alone with a chance and a dream. And that'll be 11.5 finally getting a score on the board.
Again, absolutely no fault of Strembitsky's right there. A 3v1 just successful defense is like near impossible. I think I've only seen it happen in matches once or twice. So that's asking pretty much for like a god tier play from
skill,
him.
if anything.
Yeah, pretty much right there. It just ends up having to work out to where the disc needs to fly like in your exact direction so that you can quickly grab it and clear it before someone punches you out.
Oh, here we go. 4-2. Metamercs now going to have control of the disc for the first time off the bat. Let's see who's going to be the quarterback for the team. I almost want to say it was Strembitsky.
Strembitsky's kind of like an all-arounder, it seems like. He keeps changing up what he's doing, actually. Because sometimes you're right, he has been like the quarterback and he has been like the frontline player, but other times he's sitting back in goal, like we've seen so far in this round.
Yeah, we've seen, I think, Speedy kind of be the striker, but at the same time, it's been more Strembitsky, the one to score most of the goals at the moment. Strembitsky, instead of going back, actually tries to go for disruption, but that's going to allow Dash XL to get really deep by himself and score an easy 3 points to actually take the lead here with 2 minutes and 12 remaining. But yeah, I think they're very, very fluid in their roles. I think Speedy's kind of like a breakaway player, but he hasn't had an opportunity to play that role necessarily.
Speedy, I think, has the most defined role in the team. It definitely seems like Fair Enough and Strembitsky are kind of like interchanging themselves every couple of moments, though, or at least in between rounds. They do seem to have like relatively defined roles within the rounds themselves, but it's in between the games that we've kind of seen them switch up every once in a while here. 11.5, though, do take control of the lead only about 40 seconds after the second goal was scored by the Metamercs. So just like that, sadly, because the Metamercs were only able to secure 2 pointers, not any 3 pointers, they were immediately put under pressure here. That's a big miss from Leverage as well.
Face plant into that was hilarious. But the problem is now it's all going to be on Dash XL in a 1-on-2. Luckily, they do get the Daisy Chain back, though, to help him defend. But then with people in the goal, the shot goes in as Strembitsky again. This man is getting constantly, time and time again, points on this board for Metamercs, and they now take the lead themselves.
I think they're okay again. They start off with opening possession of that round. So they're okay to keep Strembitsky out of goal for those opening few moments. If we saw 11.5 get some real possession there, though, more than likely either him or Fair Enough would have immediately gone back and played defensively. In that iteration, though, they had dominant control of the disc at the start of the rounds. They were able to take that kind of a risk.
It's a good job by Witt to also see that Leverage went really too deep, and he actually went back to join him so they could daisy chain back, realize that if he went back on it by his own, he might have been able to get there in time, but they wouldn't have had the men they needed to defend. So, oh, what? They forgot the disc. Hello, team?
Oh, someone missed the grab.
Oh no! Speedy!
Speedy once again. He's going to be your front runner here for the Metamercs. Gets himself to the other side, capitalizes on what I think was a missed grab from 11.5, and secures himself under their goal now, giving them a pretty dominant lead going into these last few moments. 1:47 left on the clock, and all of a sudden, Metamercs have stolen the lead right back.
That should just not happen at this level of play, but that mistake might cost them this first round here. Metamercs up 3 points. 11.5, I'm not going to count them out, but that's definitely a mistake that you just know is going to kind of haunt them, and it's really going to annoy. I think it was Dash XL, yeah, playing the quarterback for the team, that kind of missed that grab and really allowed Speedy to pretty much live up to his name. Speedy Gonzalez over here to able to get that score.
Speedy's going to be able to get the pass off, but the problem is it goes right into Dash's hands. So he's got the return, able to send it upfield. He's just looking for a hole here as he tries to get a teammate into a position. He finds Leverage. Finally, has to get a little bit closer. Over to Witt. Back to Leverage once again. He's ready to send it back to the other side, but Speedy finally gets the angle to intercept. It takes the control once again for the Metamercs. They're going to send it back to the midfield. However, they do have Dash waiting here. It was a missed clear, though, so it ends up banking into one of the Metamercs' players instead, and he's able to re-secure a better clear over towards, very close to anyway, the 11.5 goal line.
Still a lot of time being worked off the clock here. 1 minute remaining now. Metamercs still maintain possession for a good portion of this phase. Speedy going to be up against Dash XL, who gets the clear. Gets it over to a teammate, potentially. It just seems to be a big, giant skirmish. Fair enough. Able to actually get the clear completely. Now 47 seconds remaining. 11.5. Their attack has just been worn away at, and Metamercs just seem to have them read like a book.
Every time 11.5 get a clear as well over towards Metamercs' territory, it's almost immediately returned back. Now, this is a good opportunity. Problem is the clear, didn't really go into Witt's favor, so they're going to try to quickly slingshot, but Metamercs has already established their own. We do see Leverage coming in to try to interfere, but it's not going to play out the way they would have liked. Dash does take it, though, in the clear attempt. Now they've got a triangle they can try to work with here to score quickly, but it's only going to be a 2-pointer. That's the problem. So they still need to score one more in order to try and take the lead.
I thought he had a 3-pointer there. It almost looked like he did from the perspective, as in that he could have went for a three-pointer, but maybe just wanted to guarantee the shot.
I think that they wanted to keep themselves close enough to the goal to where if Metamercs' goalie did successfully defend it, they could have pretty easily re-grabbed it and tried to just punch it right back in.
There was no one in the goal, though. That's why I'm amazed he didn't go for the three-point. Maybe that was a user error. Maybe it's mind games. I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't really in position to get back in time because he felt like he was rushed to go for the shot. But either way, Metamercs only up 1 point. And 11.5 down 1, where they could have been tied if they hit that three-pointer.
Metamercs could just play this on the back lane, and that's exactly what they're doing. We can see Strumbitsky sitting. However, problem is Strumbitsky's going to have a 1v2, but yeah, he was ready to immediately clear it the second he came under any semblance of pressure, so he sends it right back to the other side. 5 seconds left. It's not looking like 11.5 are going to be able to get the return, so with that, Metamercs, with a bit of a surprise, will be taking this opening round, and they'll be 1 away from pushing themselves into the grand finals to play against Eclipse, along with qualifying themselves for the regional finals.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to go, as you can see while I'm not looking at the screen, I'm trying to go back and look at what the actual score, so the scoreline was 28-8, but I really want to be able to see how close the match was, like in terms of, were those 20 points scored, you know, was it like, you know, 21-8, or sorry, 9-8 in one round, and then it was just like a slaughter in the next one? Because I don't know, I feel like that's kind of a really important factor when it comes to this, but I'm just not smart enough to use the website right now while I'm on air, just like I'm not smart enough to do math.
Most like general things we can't really seem to do for some reason on air.
It's true. But one thing we can do on air that we are better than most is, besides using words, is hearing production talk in our ears and talk at the same time and listening to them at the same time.
That's true.
That's something that really catches people off guard. Whenever you see like a pro player come onto the desk and you know, give commentary for like their first time in production talks to them, they freak out. They actually just stop talking. It happens so many times. I guarantee it. I've seen it happen with me and someone else. I've seen it happen like while I'm watching a stream. They're like, oh yeah, so that was a really cool little 3-on-5 breakout. It's just like a deer caught in headlights.
Like, I'm sorry, who was that?
Yeah, it's like, that happens all the time, but that's what we're good at. Metamercs, though, they took the round. They took the match. They have 1 more to go before they do close out the best of 3 and guarantee themselves a spot through.
Very close in our first round, though, and there was a couple mistakes that were being made there by 11.5. So I feel like there's definitely room for them to come back into it.
They could have hit that three-pointer.
Yeah, pretty much that we saw there. And that would have been the difference right there. That could have been potentially a tie that we would have had here instead. So we're going to jump into it, though. Second round getting started now, and this is it for 11.5. They could get knocked out right here by the same team they sent down to the lower bracket. That would be ultimate revenge for the Metamercs, of course. But I know 11.5 will want that rematch versus Eclipse. They're going to fight to the bitter end for this one.
I just don't know if Metamercs can play against Eclipse because they haven't played against them a single time. And obviously, as they played against 11.5 the first time, it was a stomp. So I'm worried that if they don't play the team Eclipse first, actually, I mean, yeah, they only don't have the chance to go for a second try. Maybe that's how they're actually starting to do so well against 11.5 is the fact that they didn't play against them, they figured out what they did wrong, and they've warmed up a lot. Meantime, kind of slow-paced game. We did have a potential shot on the goal there. And look at that slingshotting back in as well.
11.5 just came in at light speed right there to get themselves in a defensive position, and it works out, saves their butts right now. But they are not going to be safe just yet here. There's still a couple players from Metamercs floating around. And number 51, Wit, does not want to go for an immediate clear here just yet either, because he knows he's going to have pressure coming out against him. If he tries to just throw it directly down.
I like it.
He needed someone like Dash to get into a good position, which they now have. Problem is Dash is going to move in here, tries to swing it around, and he successfully is able to sink the goal. Very well done by Dash there. Wins out the 1v1 versus the goalie and secures the first round for the 11.5 roster.
See, one thing that can blow my mind, that would be so amazing to have happen, is because in this game, you can do it already, but you don't really notice it from the spectator point of view. If you're in that one-on-one situation, you know, Dash up against Speedy or whoever it was, you can just trash talk them to their face.
Yeah.
And you can just score on them. And you know how good that would feel? Like to be able to say, oh, you're not going to get this, you're not going to get this.
Go to someone's face, like, sup?
Say hi to your mom for me. Boom. Like, oh, it's so much potential there. I wish we could hear that stuff. I mean, it's probably good that we don't because it's, you know, PG stream, but.
I feel like at a LAN environment, that could get like really intense really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're only like a few feet away from each other.
Is there a VR boxing game? Because we're going to make one.
There is one being made by the same guys that are making Sprint Vector, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We can just do some real
That's
live.
a game's called Creed, if I remember correctly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's coming out soon. We'll have to see on that one. I haven't had the opportunity to try that one yet. I saw it at E3.
I would love to do like Punch Out on the NES.
Yeah.
But like in VR, that would be so sick.
I don't think We can talk about this later.
Yeah,
we're seeing, I just realized we're going off on like a major tangent right now. 11.5, once again, having control of the disc inside of Metamercs' territory. We do have Loveridge, specifically, who's had a little bit of trouble retrieving it for himself. He's going to eventually get the pass off on into Whip, but the problem is the next one, it's going to be Metamercs just slapping it right back. And they're going to,
should be a score.
I don't know that they don't have themselves close enough for a slingshot, so at least the goalie's gonna get in a position in time. Oh! Just in time as well. The problem is it's not gonna matter because they didn't get a second player back there quickly enough to jump in place, but that block from Witt was absolutely fantastic. He had less than a second to not only get himself into position off that slingshot, but also successfully just block it, and he did it. Beautiful job by Witt.
It's just a shame that it didn't really net them into a full defense, because that would have been like the play of the game, easily the play of the day potentially, for the entirety of this this stage 2 qualifier, or stage 2 finals, I guess we should say. And we're actually almost at the finals here. The winner of this game will go on to play against Eclipse. So far, Metamercs do have the 1-0 lead, pushing in very aggressively. That's going to be fair enough. Actually, to stall for 2 players, gets a deep pass back towards them. Doesn't have the shot in the goal just yet, but they have possession. They got time to work with here, and they have men pushing in. Speedy's actually open, and he tries to go for the pass onto him, but they actually just run into each other, colliding with the punches, and the shot's still going to go through. Fair enough. Gets it in the goal, and gets them a 2-point lead.
Fair enough, sneaking that one in right there. Very chaotic situation that we ended up seeing transpire there. Pretty much all 6 players on top of each other, just trying to vie for control of the disc. The problem is when you end up in that situation, if someone on the outside of the pile gets it, they pretty much have an immediate goal secured because of the fact that everybody's usually jumbled up, and there's not going to be a good opportunity for someone who, on this case, would have been 11.5 to set up defensively in time. So.
Just imagining the movie Semi-Pro, and then just Will Ferrell screaming, "Somebody hit somebody," when they're in a dog pile like that. Just try to hit everyone to keep stalled as long as they can.
Yeah.
Meantime, now Dash XL does have the disc picked up. Does have one defender in front of him, but he also has an easy pass over to Loveridge, who's now going to push it up. And look how far Fair Enough actually is away to help defend. If they speed up this pace a little bit quicker, they could have a 3-on-2. Meantime, Witt been sitting here on the low ground for quite a long time. Let's get a nice little clear pass back out to him to get a bit better of an advantageous position. And coming in from behind, Loveridge isn't able to hit the slam dunk. And that's going to be a good clear now coming out of Metamercs. Oh,
almost begs there a little bit. Thankfully, there's that little bit of a ridge on the diamonds that stops that from happening. But once again, it's the Metamercs that still managed to quickly follow that up with the security. There you go. This is what you wanted to see, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to see some victory nets. I thought I saw the Johnny Bravo come out of him. Do you know what the Johnny Bravo is?
No.
It's the...
Oh, okay.
Can't see it on camera, but it's the... I don't know how to describe this. You'll do it on air for people once you come back to us.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, you'll do it on air. Yeah.
Why do I have to do it?
Because
Am I the guy that just does awkward hand movements?
Because you didn't say it quick enough for me to do it, so
oh, okay.
I got to throw it to you. But Metamercs 7-2, 1 minute and 42 remaining. This is looking very good for them to make their way through, and actually, I want to say steal a spot away from 11.5 in the World Qualifier.
I mean, especially considering the fact that they got kind of trounced by the guys on 11.5 in the upper bracket matchup, too. This is just a great comeback story for these players. As Metamercs at the moment, it's kind of dominating 11.5. That's going to immediately change, though. A great pass, along with a follow-up on the goal, comes in from 11.5. And just like that, they are back into the game. Another 3-pointer will guarantee a tie now at 7-7. But they've only got a minute and a half left to do it. And Metamercs is going to start out with possession on the next joust.
Yeah, to be fair, I say steal away, but let's be honest, that's a deserved victory if they're able to do it. Like, they're able to come back after a loss, after a devastating loss of 28-8, and then be able to beat them in a potential 2-0. Everyone seems to be playing extremely well for the entire lineup of Metamercs. Everyone's had their own moments of glory. Strambitsky, again, being such a solid player, having such a fluid role in the team, able to score time after time. Look at this really aggressive play. 2 players coming in very, very deep. But again, the advantage of that is that you can just daisy chain and launch yourself away together as long as neither of you do get punched up.
11.5 are going to bounce back the disc over to Dash to try and reposition their own players. They both stuck together to quickly launch Witt to wherever the disc ended up going. Strambitsky, I think, is going to get stunned out there, but he's given enough time because the disc was barely moving so that he can immediately retrieve it. The problem is the clear is a miss, goes right back into 11.5's hands. The guys on Metamercs have to be very careful here because 11.5 have a very spread out setup, and this is incredibly dangerous, especially if they can't cover everyone on 11.5, because that could mean a goal attempt could come out of absolutely anywhere on this right now. And you can see just that. The problem for 11.5, though, once again, is the longer they keep this going, the higher chance that someone's eventually going to miss a pass, and that's exactly what we see happen, as now the Metamercs will get their own opportunity to set themselves up for a goal, but they also, with their clear, it ends up going bouncing wildly all over the orange side of the arena. So it takes these guys a good 5 to 10 seconds to get control over it.
They just need to buy time, though. 25 seconds remaining, and 11.5 11.5. They're the ones that have to score. They have to score a three-pointer. The pass comes in. There's going to be someone there to retrieve it. Looks like it will be Strembinski for now. 17 seconds remaining. 11.5 have to do something. They have to right now. They're just constantly taking time away from them, not giving them a chance. They're playing monkey in the middle with the entire squad of 11.5.
Strembinski just dancing around the floating islands right now, doing a dance as well because they know that they have it secure. They even try to sink one more goal towards the end of it, but that will not happen. They will, however, take a massive upset here against 11.5. 7-4 is the final scoreline for our second round, and with that, they take it 2-0, pushing them onward to the grand finals to face off versus Eclipse and qualifying them for the regional.
Yeah, they did it. They deserved it. That was so well done the entire way through. Everyone playing really well. Everyone really excelling when it did matter. Again, we didn't get to see the first time they met, but they looked damn good there. I really wonder what happened in the first time they actually met up against each other because that was completely different.
Might have just been a case. Might have just been a case of something like 11.5 got so far ahead so early on that the guys from Metamercs just kind of like lost hope and kind of played the rest of the match out casually. I've seen that happen multiple times. Their teams just get so far behind they kind of just give up in the middle of the game. So maybe not give up entirely, but they kind of just like lost hope, and because of that ended up dropping rounds so decisively. But when they came back here in the lower bracket, they were definitely ready to bring the heat and being able to upset this time to take themselves over to the grand finals.
And now they'll go up against Eclipse. I think they've had the opportunity to obviously watch the last match that we saw Eclipse and 11.5 play. Maybe that was one of the key to victories for them. They're able to figure out what went wrong for 11.5 and to kind of punish that. But whatever they did, it definitely helped out in spades. And now they're up against the best team we've seen so far today, Eclipse, who's pretty much reigning champions coming back into this.
See again some of our reviews, some of the better goals that we did have throughout the course of the series. A lot of great pass goals like we are going to see right here. A lot of very chaotic ones as well that came down to just these massive dog piles between the teams where eventually someone would work their way out of it with the disc and have a relatively open goal to score on. But like I was saying before, we also had these great instances of team play that we're constantly seeing throughout the course of the series. 11.5 specifically doing quite a bit of that work as we're now seeing before us here. But also Metamercs being able to sneak off quite a few goals
right
too.
There, Witt's little come in at the end to actually go for the block there to actually dislodge the disc. Unfortunately, it didn't stop them from scoring in the end, but that was such a beautiful little play right there, and he should be happy about that. But as a team, they're not going to be happy about that result. They were expecting themselves to get through into the global qualifiers. Now they have to play through again in another stage final. If they don't qualify through there, a last chance qualifier, the pressure's getting on them, and that seeding that they can potentially get is getting lower and lower and lower.
And it's even more frustrating considering that they almost pushed their way past Eclipse. That series went the distance, went to all three maps.
They won the first match.
So they almost had a great opportunity to just easily push themselves into a qualification slot, the #1 qualification slot nearly, by making their way through into the upper bracket, but they faltered there. And sadly, they were now upset here in the lower bracket, meaning we're not going to see that rematch in the grand finals, but we will see a new team propel themselves forward to take on Eclipse instead.
We will, but before we get to that, we do have to head to a break. But when we come back, it'll be our final match of the day. It's going to be a grand final with a potential bracket reset coming through. Can Eclipse do it? Or will Metamercs come up with another surprise? We'll see you shortly.